was thinking about that in the context of relatability of values. So, for instance, like you were saying integrity. Everyone would agree that integrity is something that is fundamental. You want people to have integrity. How do you turn a value into something that's inspirational? So, my concern there is like what you said, motherhood statements and words that are oftenly used, diba? They're so often used. How do you make sure that people are inspired by those words?
Again, it goes back to action, right? If they
Yeah.
see that action backs up the words, then they get to slowly relate to it and feel that they're not just words, and that really the organization believes in it, and it is part of our long-term survival.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, in our case, we were fortunate enough to say that these values may be in different terms, but were carried from generation to generation. You know, over five or six different sets of leaders. So it made it a little easier. That would be harder if you're a new company, but it's not impossible. I think you could, you know, try to see that it's really embedded in your policies, in your mission, in your, you know, in how you believe in your product, right? It's not
If
easy.
there were, so have you experienced people in the organization, especially if they were more senior, falter in such values? And then what is the best way to manage it?
I think it depends on the value itself, right? I think integrity for us is something we could not compromise. But for example, professionalism, you know, it's something that it can be forgivable if you don't practice it every day, but that you practice it more and more. So it also depends on the value.
Yeah. Of the values that you, not just corporate-wide, organization-wide, but your personal values, if you were to choose one that you know, one or two that you know are the most integral for you, what would those one or two values be?
On a personal basis? Is that what you're asking? On a personal basis? I didn't catch that.
Yeah, both personally and possibly a personal value and not just an organization value. What do you think would be the one that would stand out for you and for you to say, okay, in your experience as a leader, what would your advice be to someone who's just starting out in his or her own leadership journey?
Value of service. I would say that would be it.
Yeah. Can you tell me more about that?
Well, because if you incorporate everything into the value of service, then you know you've got to get better and better at what you do, right? You have to be true to your word. You know what I mean? It's part of your reputation, and you know you need to be realistic as well. What you can do and what you can't, right? So that's why I would choose service.